Hi, I'm Natasha Lockhart. Are you tired of how you feel and look? Have we got a story for you?
I'm Afro Danes. We will talk with a local midwife about birthing options.
And I'm Angie Murphy. Look at me. I'm in Stacy's chair. I may not give it up.
All this and more coming right up on Studio Chatter. Welcome to Studio Chatter. How is everyone doing?
Oh, fabulous!
Doing fantastic tonight.
Oh,
Thank you.
Yes. Oh, wow.
Oh, I know, right?
Oh, wow. Yes. Thank you for being here.
Hey, you're so welcome, guys.
We love having you.
Well, thank you. I love being here. Like I said, I may not give this chair back, you guys.
I think Stacy's in some civic duties,
some
some
civic,
capacities
yes,
or something. So
learning and doing. And,
yes,
she's awesome
doing
at that.
her thing.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, fidget spinners.
Yeah.
Thanks, Pete.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay, still haven't mastered this. I don't know.
It's
I
pretty
think
cool.
that you're
It's
supposed
cool.
to use these.
I have to say, though, that my kids do have quite a few of these. And you know, can you remember when they came out and...
Oh,
you
can
know,
I remember? Yeah.
Teachers were saying no more,
Yeah.
and then they had the little
Now
what
they
was
have
it?
a fidget cube, I
The
think, or
fidget,
something.
yeah, we got one of those too. So
I found one the
everyone's
other
in
day at work, and someone had taken all this off and just had the little
Yeah,
round part and was
yeah.
fidgeting with that.
I know.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
yeah,
I
I've
think
done that.
we've been watching the YouTube videos at home, so it's all about like passing it to the other finger.
Oh,
really?
And then
Right,
it's double
yeah.
fidgeting, so you have to stack them up and try and do
I
all of
think
that.
it's
But
pretty
yeah,
fun.
they're 99 cents now. I think that I
Yeah,
grabbed a
I
whole
know they're in
handful
the
on
gas
my-
stations. I heard that a kid was selling them at school, like in his
No
backpack.
way.
Yes, well, there were moms like
Yeah.
ordering these by the
Yes.
lots
Oh,
and
yeah.
selling them. You're having the kids sell
my
them also.
son, even after they came out, he still bought one for $8. I said,
Yeah.
$8? I said, I want that money.
Because we need them in every color and
my
different
yes.
places.
And
one in the
his was
backpack, one at
pointed.
school.
Oh, my
Yep, I
goodness.
know.
Special place for ours,
Yeah.
but we've been threatened if we bring home any more that we're going to be
absolutely.
in big
I
trouble.
appreciate it. It does serve a purpose, but
Yeah.
Yes.
not in all places.
Car rides and
Yes,
stuff like that. You
right.
know, they
So
play for
I
that.
recently came back from Atlantic City from my Miss America trip. And I picked up a couple of the
You did?
emoji fidget spinners and the emoji squeegees on the boardwalk. But
okay.
yes, did you tune in? Did you tune in
No,
to
we
Miss
did.
America?
I was busy. Okay, so you got to tell us all
I
about
did
it.
look on Facebook though. I did
Yes.
look for that. You know, I think it was on yours.
Oh, she
I love
did
them,
amazing.
so I'm so sad
Yeah.
that I missed it.
Yes,
did
I mean
well.
it's fabulous to see it up close and personal, and all of the girls are just so amazing. But some of the boards had projected Jessie Kate to be in the top 10 or in the top 15,
Really?
which unfortunately she didn't make it there. But she did, in fact. It had been, I think, a 22-year drought since somebody from Utah had brought home a talent preliminary award, and she
my
did capture that
goodness.
with her violin.
Oh,
so
that's
that was
really good.
yeah, stunning. And she will be an incredible Miss Utah, or is an incredible Miss Utah, and will come home and continue to
Absolutely.
serve. So that was really,
How long
really
did she
awesome.
serve for then?
So she'll continue to serve until June.
Okay, all right.
And then they'll choose another one.
Right, right.
I
Yeah.
didn't realize that it was so quickly after that they go straight to Miss America
Yeah.
and then still reign.
Right.
Right?
So it's changed in years past. You know,
Okay.
with some of the locations have changed, and then some of the timing has changed because traditionally it has been in September in Atlantic City, New Jersey, where it was founded, and it was originally founded on, it was a swimsuit competition in the
Really?
early 1920s. Yes, but
Oh my
and then there was a short stint in Las Vegas, and so it was a lot easier to get there and drive there. But
Right.
the finals, so
You know what I was thinking actually whilst you were talking there, because you was like, why would I watch it? But it's Miss World that we
Right.
used to watch, which means that's
Miss
everyone.
Universe, I think, or something.
No, Miss World.
World.
And then maybe
there's
Miss
several,
Universe.
right? There's
Yeah.
Miss World, there's Miss Universe, but
Okay,
Yes,
right.
yes.
So
So
that's
Miss
the
America is
American-
like the original.
Miss America is the one that all the little girls in the U.S.
Would love to
dream
be
about. And,
yeah.
when Burt Park used to
Right.
sing to the winner and put on the cape and
But
wear the
how
crown.
neat to
and
be there and
yes,
be a part
yes,
of that
it
with
was
such amazing women.
Yes, it was amazing. And the girl that captured the crown was from North Dakota, and I think it was a first win Lynn for North Dakota.
My brother lives there right now. He would be proud.
It's
way out there.
It's in the Midwest.
Yeah, super
okay.
intelligent girl. So anyway, that was a ton of fun.
Yeah, that would be so neat.
To see that must be really special, though. Really, gosh, see all that
Well,
talent.
just to get to that side of the country is always,
Right, just fun too.
Yeah, it's just fun in general, kind of a girls' trip, and even our local Miss Spanish Fork was able to go. So got to hang out with Dijon a little bit on the boardwalk, and have that experience with her.
So
that
did
was
your
super
family
fun.
go with you?
Mm-hmm. So the whole family went out there.
Mom and dad and everyone?
Mom and dad
I
and
love
hubby
it.
and everybody, yes.
Oh, well, I loved your mom posting on Facebook your previous pageants that you've been in. She did that during Miss Spanish Fork. I thought that was so cute. Proud mama.
just a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, we also had a little bit of feedback from the shoe segment.
that's right. Oh, that was so
I did
fun.
watch it. I was not here, but wow, the Cinderella ones.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Kind of fun. So I'm glad. I guess the biggest feedback was that it was entertaining, if nothing else.
It
So,
was. Did you see the shoes?
Yes, it was so cool.
I just wish I could squish
And
my
you're wearing
feet.
like
in some
the
of them.
flare ones or the little fire ones.
the little pot of flames.
that's
Yes.
right.
So
Well, and it's so funny because I always pick the clothes and then go find shoes. And I loved your take. Oh no, you
Get
pick the shoes and then the
go
clothes.
kind of do it backwards. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was kind of fun. So thanks for watching that. And then we're going to be talking to you a little bit about some of the other shopping I
will
need
be.
help in your department.
I don't know. We'll see. This Christmas is coming too fast this year, but we'll
she
talk
say
some
that
holiday
word?
gifts. I know.
99 cents.
Yeah, that's right.
Just buy fidget spinners.
Yes, they're
a great deal.
probably still be happy, right?
They would. I totally
I think
agree
so.
with that.
Different style, different colors. Yeah, they'll be just
right.
happy.
Well, all kinds of transitions going on. So really
are,
quickly,
yes.
speaking of weather changes and transitions, some of your favorite places to visit. With
Well, our family
leaves
every
changing.
year.
Cache Valley, Logan. Hands up on that. When you get entering Cache Valley, you see that Logan. Oh, so many
it is
trees
gorgeous.
up there. Yeah, it's
I
just
grew up in
beautiful.
Provo, so I love to go up Provo Canyon,
Oh, that's
Sundance
pretty
area.
too.
It's
Yeah,
gorgeous up
Sundance,
there.
I love that
I love
too.
all the aspen trees, and
Yeah.
they start to turn yellow. But we're going on hunts too, so up in the mountains. Yeah, it's really fun.
Hard to believe that it's
Yeah.
we're there already.
Oh, let's be
just-
happy. Look at this. Isn't this beautiful?
It really is.
It is.
We were just. Gosh, it seems like we were just talking about pumpkin spice latte
Is it?
and our
Yeah.
cider, and we're
I
coming
was just
up
here
our
talking about Spanish Fork Parade, and now here we are.
and we're
into
coming
fall.
up on our 1 year anniversary. So
Oh,
we're
my
right
goodness.
right into that time.
That is so
Exciting.
exciting. Yep.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Well, looking forward to a great show here. Coming up next, have you ever wondered about using a midwife for childbirth? Stay with us for some ideas. Welcome back to Studio Chatter. There are so many questions about childbirth options these days. Let's welcome Rochelle Jolly, a certified professional midwife, to the table.
Welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
Nice to be here. Thank you for
so glad you
inviting
came.
me.
Yes.
thank you for
Now,
being
Rochelle, I got to know through a women's retreat that we went to, and she told me that she was a midwife for home births. Now, would you like to share with us what brought you to this calling?
Yes, and thank you for referring to it as a calling, because I very much view it as a calling. It came in a dream. So, in the summer of 1996, I was sleeping in, and I went into this,
Rare, right?
which is rare.
It's rare, right?
Yes.
To sleep in.
Well, it's rare anymore, but anyway, I went into a dream in which I was being a midwife to one of my sisters. At the time, that sister was not pregnant and no prospects of becoming pregnant soon. But when I awoke from that dream, I had a new identity, and I knew that I was a midwife. And along with that, a drive to get myself educated to do what I now understood was my calling.
What did you think it was prior to that?
I actually didn't have a passion or a calling. I wanted to be a mom, you know, but it just, I think for me, it needed to come that way in a dream.
That's amazing.
So but the fun thing about this story is that 4 years later, as a newly graduated midwife, that sister was my first official client.
Oh my word.
Yeah.
So not a coincidence
That gives
at
me
all.
goosebumps. That's really awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And how did it go?
It went great.
Was
It went great, yeah. And the curly black hair that I saw crowning in the dream Well, she married a half black man, and so her kids have black hair. So.
Okay, so where did you receive your education?
I graduated from the Midwives College of Utah.
Okay.
And they are currently located in Salt Lake, but when I enrolled in school 20 whatever years ago, they actually had their small little office in Springville.
No way.
Yeah.
So that's where you took your courses, was down there in Springville?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
so
where
amazing.
I started out.
Okay, so how long does it take to get certified?
Well, there is some leeway, but it's anywhere from a 2 to 4 year program, depending on how many credits you want to take each year. So
That's not bad.
So almost like a nursing degree.
Absolutely.
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
A nursing
Or
degree
doctor
plus
doctor,
right, because you have to have just
So much more
Right.
knowledge than just, yeah.
well, and I think there's so many options now for childbirth.
Yes.
It's like all of a sudden I'm having a baby. Now what?
Right.
I mean, so I think when you're having those conversations with women, what is it? I guess that what would turn them on to.
Having a home birth.
Yeah, like
Instead of going to a doctor, going to a midwife.
I think there has to be probably, and I hate to use the word trust, but maybe some trust issues, because you're kind of schooled one way, like you are having a baby, you go to a doctor. Like, what would be kind of the difference?
Yeah, I mean it's out of the norm
Right.
to have a home birth. We're slowly getting closer to 3% of the U.S. population doing home births.
Wow. That's small.
It is a small amount, but it's a huge increase in just the last 10 years. So,
Right. Right.
Okay, so well, first of all, the relationship that I have with my clients, that's something that women really value. They value being able to build a friendship with their care provider. My goal, and I'll usually schedule an hour per appointment, because I want to have plenty of time to answer any questions, to address any aches, pains, or ailments that the mom's dealing with.
As opposed to 10 minutes when
Right.
you go with the doctor.
Right.
And putting
Maybe
an arm and a leg.
another
But
nurse.
hey, it's okay.
But what I'm always have present in mind is that I want to give plenty of time for that relationship of trust to develop, because I know that when a woman feels very safe with her surroundings and with her birth team, she's going to be able to relax, and therefore the process is going to flow better. She's going to get better oxygenation to her baby, and she's going to have a better experience.
Absolutely.
And so my hope is that by the time she calls me over for her birth, that we have that relationship of trust, and that when I walk in the door, she kind of, oh, my friend is here, my support. And so
what are the benefits of having it at home rather than in a hospital?
So that's the one benefit, the close relationship. But also, the number one reason why women choose to have a home birth is so that they can have the choices. They have the control. So when having a hospital birth, we are subject to hospital
Regulations, right?
regulations, protocols, and
Sorry, because I did, all right? Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll let you, yes.
yeah, and what I do, and what in general midwives do, and when you're birthing at home, is we really look at the individual as an individual. And sure, there's certain protocols that we're aware of, and there's certain standards, etc. But I'm going to take the whole package, and I'm going to consider all the factors, including how mom and dad are feeling intuitively about a situation, or how I'm feeling intuitively, and all those factors together will determine we determine, because we work as a team, we determine the mode of action. So it's not just, you reach this certain lab number, then we got to do this.
It's time for this, right?
Yeah.
Milestones.
So it's that respect for the fact that the parents are the stewards of this pregnancy. They are the stewards of this baby. And I'm there to assist them. I'm bringing in my knowledge and my experience to assist them in their birth. And they get to choose who they have at their birth. she eats and drinks whenever she wants to. And
Beautiful, isn't it? That's
My
so
Diet
true.
Coke all birth long.
I don't know.
I would have a word about that, but ultimately it is her decision. But anyway, and then I encourage her to follow her instincts and to go into whatever position feels right, because the position that instinctually feels right is most likely the best position for all the bones to move in the right way, or whatever, to birth the baby. But yeah, during the labor process, she can go on a walk, she can take a bath, she can
Whatever. And do you mind what age as well? What about women above 40? Are you concerned? I mean, is there guidelines for women that are above a certain age?
I don't automatically categorize, or I don't
disregard them kind of thing and say you have to.
I don't put them in a category.
Yeah,
I'm going to treat
risk.
them just like any other client, and I'm going to consider their health, from their blood work and their diet and their health history. And I mean, I've worked with women in their 40s that have had great outcomes, and then one of my youngest clients at age 18, who had a horrible diet, she ended up with premature rupture of membranes at 31 weeks, and had to stay in the hospital for a while, and then so
that was a question also. So what are you able to give medications, or like what are you able to do, I guess, at home?
Well, that varies depending on what.
Like an epidural or something like
Oh,
that?
no.
Okay, so it's all natural, really.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
We're talking
Homeopathic.
yeah, so this is natural birth. Now, we do have some techniques to help with as far as comfort measures go, and to help relieve.
Bless their hearts.
But let me just first say that perception of pain is determined by several factors, including if we're feeling supported and respected, if we're feeling in control and safe. And so in other words, if we are feeling out of control and unsafe, then our perception of pain is going to go way up. But if we've created this plan, and we're planning this birth, and we have our own setting in our home, and we have a loving husband, and maybe our sister or our mom, and our midwife with whom we've developed this friendship.
Oh, I love that.
Then the perception of pain goes way down, because it's like, okay, I got this, and then also I encourage my clients to prepare during the labor by practicing the deep meditative relaxation that they can then apply during the birthing time. Then there's a few techniques that we can apply. Well, first of all, there's water. Getting in water, that we relieve some of the gravity effect, and so the abdomen kind of is held in the water, and then the heat helps the muscles relax. The more relaxed the muscles are, or in other words, the less tension, then the less pain that might develop there. And so, and then there's the back pressure and the hip squeeze. Those are really popular. So just a pressure on the sacrum, on that that bottom bone, the triangle bone under all the spine, putting pressure on that. Most women will go into a hands and knees position. They find that to be the most comfortable.
I saw that on your video. That's very interesting.
It is.
Yeah, and so then I'll just stand behind her and then just lean on, onto her sacrum with my hands to give pressure, because we have the counter pressure from the floor.
Oh my goodness.
And then the other technique is to one of us doing this, or easier if I'm on one hip and Dad is on the other hip, and we just squeeze the hips together, and that does some relief. And the reason why that works is because the brain registers the sensation of pressure, or the sensation of pressure is registered. It overrides the sensation of pain, but not 100%. But for some, for a lot of women, it's significant the difference that they feel with that pressure.
So how many are on your team when you're going to deliver? It's you and
it's me and my assistant.
Okay.
Shadley Robertson works with me, and we've been working together for a few years. She's also a certified midwife. And then I am usually always working with an apprentice because I want to perpetuate
Increase
this
the knowledge,
art
yes.
and
fantastic.
train other women.
So what if there's an emergency whilst you're at home and, you know, things just, because they do, don't they? You know,
Yes.
you just don't know what's going to
Sometimes
happen. Yeah.
complications do come up at times, and I'm trained in. I'm familiar with all the possible complications of childbirth. I'm trained in most of them. I know when my limit is, and I know when it's time to transport.
Right.
But most complications I can handle.
Really?
And I have dealt with several.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
So like
fantastic.
being posterior or something like that, or
Well, I don't even consider that a complication.
you don't. Oh, wow. That was my first birth. Was just that,
But yes,
which was huge
yes,
in the hospital.
I'm midwives in general, but I myself am very skilled at palpitating abdominally, and I can tell what position the baby's in. I can tell if the baby's posterior, and then. So if we're at the end of the pregnancy and baby's posterior, then I give a guide to mom to do some different techniques to move the baby, to get the baby to turn anterior, and or we'll do it during labor as well. And usually we can get the baby to turn.
That's amazing.
That is amazing.
It is. You know, the thing that was really eye-opening for me, because in England, it's the midwives that deliver. So my mom was a midwife, so you didn't think that when I came here and I saw a doctor in there when I was ready for labor, I was like, where's the midwife?
Right.
And it was the weirdest thing for me to think, why are you in here?
It's
for me.
interesting that you brought that up, because I was just going to ask that question about that statistic, because you mentioned it's only 3% in the
3%.
U.S.
Right.
What
Well,
is
it's not
it?
even up to 3% yet.
And wasn't it for a long time not even allowed in Utah? Wasn't there something about that midwives delivering?
No, it's never been illegal.
Not illegal, or well, maybe it was just not that accepted.
I guess so.
Wow. Yeah.
But in other parts of the world, is it? I mean, are there?
Oh yeah.
It's very, very common.
Oh, well.
But when you take the doctor out and you have a midwife in the hospital, it's totally different feel.
Yeah.
I think you
Well,
have
children
more
have been
freedoms, don't
coming
you?
for a very long time in very natural
Yeah,
ways. I mean, in the
right.
brush or where they're going to come somehow.
And you
so.
know, women know how to be there for women. You know, and there's just that woman's touch that
Right.
we
I think
want
so.
in those
Yeah.
times. You know.
Okay, so if there's one thing that you would like us all to know about what you do, what would that be? For a mom to be, or for people?
Well, I guess
the
I'll just
outside.
say that I love my work. It is a passion, and the thing about it that I love the most is that I get to support, facilitate, encourage this growth in women, where instead of looking at birth as, oh, this is a really hard thing and maybe you just want to be saved from it, and okay, we'll take care of it for you, we'll do it for you.
Yeah.
It's the opposite. This is an amazing, empowering experience for a woman. It's perfectly designed to help prepare her to raise her child, because when she sees what she just did, when she shows herself, proves to herself what
Miraculous.
she
And you
just
can do
did,
this.
she knows that she can do whatever it takes to raise that child later in life. So I love being a part of that support system to encourage that kind of self-development that I see, and it's especially notable with first-time mommies, you know, and I watch them become a woman, a mother, you know,
right.
and it's just
so
times.
beautiful.
So
It
where
really
can
is.
people contact you if they want to, find out more information?
you could just Google my name,
Okay.
and
Rochelle.
information, Rochelle Jolly, but it's R-I, and Jolly with an E-Y, but my website is jollymidwife.com.
Perfect.
Do you have
give
like
my
an
phone number?
office? Yeah, if you've got an
Yep.
office
My
number.
phone number is 801-369-9178.
Perfect. And we
Thank
can
you
share that
so
to our viewers as well. Thank you so much for
that was
being here.
Thank you.
Coming up next, we are going to talk with Angie about how she goes about finding gifts. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Studio Chatter. If you haven't been in the big stores recently, they are getting ready for the big holidays already. And we have our resident gift shopper with us today, Angie. Help us out.
That's a great title to hold up. My husband would be like, no.
Goodness.
So you know that we love the retail. We just don't know how to put it together.
Well, you know what? Either do I. I think it's just been years of good shopping. I don't know.
You do you remember for my birthday, I have to just say thank you because I just learned that she wrapped them up. They were so well done that I just stared at it because I was like, oh, is that the gift?
Oh, that
it's all
makes me
wrapped.
so happy.
It was beautiful.
That's my favorite
your
part.
gift,
The shopping,
the gift,
I love that. I love to find the perfect gift, but I love to wrap it up too. So I think they kind of go hand in hand.
They certainly do. They do.
Just like Natasha thinks about shoes and then the outfit, I think about the gift wrap and then the gift.
And then gift wrap.
Yes.
Anyway,
What's hot right now?
well, I don't know. I was looking online, so Good Housekeeping and then Best Products. I kind of go to those two. I mean, the magazines start coming about this time, and you start getting the emails. I used to think and be really bugged that it would start so early, but I think it's really important that we do start early.
Do you think so, though?
Yeah, I do. Well, okay, it's good and bad. Sometimes we start too early and then we keep buying.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yes.
then we buy too much.
Yes.
But a lot of
Budgeting for
times,
sure.
yes. I remember when my kids were little and I went out shopping early and I happened to buy a Tickle Me Elmo. I don't know if anyone remembers that. I had no idea it was going to be the hot item, but I saw a shelf of them. I thought they were fantastic. I bought it. I mean, later on that year, crazy. People were selling them for thousands. It was just this hot commodity.
And you
do you still have it?
And I didn't. I gave it to them. Yeah. So anyway, I think it is important to get out there and see what's kind of going to be hot, to see if your child does want that, if you can afford it, budget it, and start looking around for the best prices.
Right.
So I do think that that's really important.
And you
to
can
start
always do
looking
the,
around.
what is it, layaway?
Yes, I think
I
some
have not
places.
done that before, but I do see
Or
a
the
lot of
credit
places.
card can be a layaway and then pay it.
No, I'm not doing that.
No interest.
I think there's a few places
yes.
that still have layaway. But
There's
yeah,
a
but if
few.
you start buying early, then it's kind of like layaway.
is true,
You buy a little bit at a time. But I did start going through a couple of those places, and these were a couple of the fun ideas. Well, okay, for my father-in-law, he's kind of hard to buy for.
Yes,
And
men, I
somet-
think, are hard.
Men are. And
generally.
sometimes we buy and you can kind of look and they open it and it's like, yeah, you know, whatever. And so we now give him a magazine and let him circle items that he likes from some of his favorite
adorable.
places.
Items.
That's
Then,
adorable.
yeah, items. So it's kind of a surprise. And then we all get together and we put in money and do that. So I think that's a great
that's good,
idea.
yeah.
A new one this year is a tile. I don't know if you guys have heard about that. It's a little chip cool thing, and you can put it on a wallet, a purse,
yes,
your
yes,
keys,
if you
and then
lose
if you
things.
lose it, your
Yes.
phone can track it. And then the tile, if you have the tile, it can track your phone. Because I put my phone down a lot too. So that was really neat. Dance Code Bell. It's a bell doll, and then your child learns to code, and it makes the doll do different things. So a lot of techno kind of stuff is going on.
For the girl.
Yeah, for the girls. And then another cool thing was Play-Doh, regular Play-Doh that you have. You can create something, then you take a picture of it with your iPad, and then it puts it into a creative world online, which I thought was so neat. So it's taking something old into something new. I think that's a lot of things are kind of
Yes.
transitioning into
love that.
Things for parents, I think that time spent with them is always the best gift that you can give. Taking them to the Nutcracker for the evening,
Yep.
taking them out to dinner, to go see the lights, those are things that they really treasure. So I think that those are really good things too. But I'm just starting to get into all that kind of stuff. I also like people to purchase things that kind of donate back to something else, because I know like Tom's, a percentage of their purchase goes towards like food and water in different places around the
Yes.
world. There's a really cool bracelet at Nordstrom right now, and 20% of their profits goes back to the artisans, which are in Kenya, that create the product. So I love things like that. So I don't know, look
word.
online and find some great things, but there's some fun
You
stuff
are
out there.
amazing.
Yeah,
Yes, right?
it's really
That's totally-
great.
yeah, so I
More
just-
to come. But anyway, ladies, let's
Yeah.
start on Christmas.
Wonderful, yeah. Then we're going to have you back again to help
Yep,
us
that's
around
right.
it.
Yes, we will do it.
Well, are you happy with your current state of the Beltline? We will meet one gal that wasn't and what she did to fight that battle. That's coming right up. Welcome back to Studio Chatter. Every new year, just about everybody sets a goal to get more healthy and trim. that usually lasts a week or so. Today we have Stephanie Ewell with us, and she didn't give up. Welcome, Stephanie.
Hello. Welcome.
So fun to be here in
Love her
person.
eyes. Beautiful eyes.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, that's right.
You guys are too kind. I'll
That's
just coming
so
out more
true.
often.
Oh my
Thanks
God.
for having me.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
so
glad.
exciting.
Good, good.
I think we have to mention she's a fan. She loves us.
Major
Yeah.
right here.
Yeah.
I'm your big fan too, girl.
So that's what we've heard, and everybody has kind of a story. So we're interested in hearing your story and kind of what started.
Backstory.
Yeah, right.
So, my story, I think, is like so many other men and women because I grew up pretty active. I always loved to dance. I played soccer. So I always found an outlet that was, activity for my body. But just as much as I love doing those things, I love me some food. So,
Where did you grow up?
I
Where's
grew up
home?
in Metro Detroit.
Oh, okay.
So Michigan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I came out here for college, married a Utahn, decided to stay. So here we are raising our family right here in Spanish Fork.
That's lovely.
So yeah, I have 5 little kids.
Wow.
I was one of those crazy people that had 5 kids in a short time. So I had 5 kids in 6 years. So it was just
your
like
heart.
nursing
No
or
twins?
pregnant. No twins. Oh my
good-
goodness.
good
So
girl.
I was just, that whole part of life for me. I was so enthralled in motherhood and becoming a new mom and having these cute babies, and my home was crazy and so busy, and I just loved it.
Right.
And I continued to love the food, but I kind of started to neglect physical activity. I think a lot of us can relate to that
yes.
kind of story.
Being a mommy of young ones, it's hard to
And
have
you're
time
up
for
all
yourself.
night.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just thinking about getting up early in the morning to hit the gym or something was
my
just
goodness.
not on my radar.
It's like a reward and a comfort sometimes.
Yeah.
Like I've done this all day.
Exactly.
Like I want me
I want my
treat a
treat.
Diet
Yeah.
Coke. Right.
Oh, I would go drive through Starbucks and be like, girl, you deserve a hot chocolate. You get that muffin,
You had a rough night.
I know, just all the babies crying. It's just kind of was my escape.
word.
I mean, I just found a lot of comfort in food, and then lack of activity as far as getting a really good sweat on every day. I mean, I was holding babies and nursing and up at night, not getting good sleep. So it's just a perfect storm.
Plethora, yeah.
Just for the weight to creep on.
Did you struggle with
So-
weight before you had the children?
I have to say though, as a teenager and a youth growing up, I definitely always wanted to be thinner.
Okay.
I kind of had always a pudgy belly. I feel because I was active and I was young,
Right.
that it was able to kind of stay a little bit in
Okay.
control.
All right.
But yeah, I definitely was always if there's a big event coming up or for my wedding, I was just
Right.
you go into crash diet mode,
Right,
you know?
right.
You
So-
knew what to do.
Yeah, I mean, I was that slim fast queen. Save all those calories for one meal or whatever, and nothing was really, I don't think, mentally, emotionally, a healthy way or a proper way to go about things.
So what switched?
what was the breaking point?
Yeah. What
So,
switched it on?
it might have been late to the game, but I just, I always tell people when they ask about my weight loss journey, I think there's never a better time than now. So it just kind of happened where I think a lot of things, the fact that my baby just turned 1 and I was, just around a birthday. So, you kind of get in those moods where you want to have a good change. And it was I didn't really have the excuses anymore. I knew it was my last baby. And so I was I'm not nursing at night. I'm not up all night. The baby's sleeping great, So
Right.
I just was you know what? I'm just sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm tired of being overweight. I went from, at my wedding, I was around 160. And at my last baby, after he was born, I went up to 205. So over the 5 babies, that 45 pounds, 50 pounds just crept on. So I feel what I like to share with people is my story and kind of my solution. It's not one size fits all.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I really encourage people, find something that you're passionate about. Something that it's not a sacrifice to get up in the morning and go.
Right.
Or it's not you don't dread it at all.
Right.
So that might be different things for a lot of people. But for me, I kind of stumbled into a local gym here in our community. And it just was a new program that they were starting, similar to a HIIT, kind of CrossFit-y, but a little bit different. And I had read a lot of things where it's you get your heart rate up for 30 minutes, get a really good sweat, and that's kind of what I aimed for in the beginning. At that same community, gym kind of family, I learned a lot about healthy eating. And over the course of the last 2 years, this whole idea of wellness, you know, not just how I'm eating and not just the exercise, but the whole bit, like the happiness that comes from taking care of ourselves. That was kind of
So your
kind of when it
mindset
clicked.
also changed, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
You're a different person here too. Do you feel
Absolutely.
like you're projecting yourself different to your kids, to your family, to everyone around
For
you?
sure. I do think that there is a confidence that grows when you kind of find yourself proving to yourself that, you know, this kind of person that I always felt was out of reach to become.
Right.
Like you kind of start getting these little glimpses. Like when I had 1 week down of commitment and I was getting up every morning for a week, holy cow, that just gave a huge boost to my confidence, because I was like, I can do what my mind wants me to do. Like, I think for so many years, a lot of us tend to like put ourselves down. We don't think we're deserving. We just think that that's like a different life, like that you'll never have. And I was there for a long time. And so when it got to a point where I just found something that was fun, and then just, you know, that week turned into a month, turned into 2 months, and then it was like, wow, look at Stephanie. She like goes every day, and I just it just totally boosted my confidence, you know? Wow, what am I becoming? And so I definitely have to say, having a community around you of supportive people, surrounding you and lifting you up and like encouraging you is a huge piece.
And you've now joined up with Spanish Folk 17, is that right?
Yeah,
Got a
so I'm
new
super
position or
excited.
something?
Yes.
So how did that come? How did that materialize?
This new passion that I've found of wellness in general, taking care of ourselves, mind, body, and spirit, I actually kind of felt like a little prompting to reach out to Spanish Fork Community Network. And I am a big fan of your show, as you know. And so I was just saying, you know, I've had this transformation with health and fitness in this last 2 years, and I'd love to, you know, if any way I can share about that kind of journey and help people feel inspired and feel like, you know, any of us can do that and reach for our goals and our dreams. What can I do to help share that message, you know?
So awesome.
And so, so here I am.
Because I think a big part of us going through trials or hard things is, okay, we get on the other side. Now what can I do with all the knowledge that I have gained? through this?
And you know what?
And how rewarding it is
It's
to
so
be able to share it
rewarding.
and say, you can do it. You know,
Absolutely.
I've been through it too.
A huge tool for me was social media, using that kind of supportive network that's kind of part of that community that I kind of tapped into. I also felt like before and after pictures, although it's really kind of, you know, could be humiliating or embarrassing to take that before picture.
Right.
To me, I was just like, you know what? I just need to be vulnerable and I need to be honest, and this is where I am, because the next picture is only going to get better, you know? So I just kind of started this pattern of like wanting to reach for that me in a month, you know? There's that me in 2 months that's waiting to just transform.
Right.
So, and it went from, I'll be honest, those initial goals were like, I just don't want to be fat anymore. Like I feel tired. I feel out of energy. I just am not confident with my physical self. And so those initial motivations turned into, I just want to be able to lift a heavier weight next time. I want to be able to do a burpee. Like I want to get on that box jump. So I know, right? Things that I could never do.
Right.
That kind of
replace
those motivations. And I'll tell you what, when you have motivations in that way instead of like a vanity motivation, those things like come and go.
They do.
So I found a lot of success in like aiming for these long-term goals of betterment and wellness. And so I'm so excited with our new show, Be Well Spanish Fork.
Back to back, sister.
We're going to talk all about not only
burpees with you.
girl, we're going to be out there.
What are some of your plans with the show?
So I love the passion side of wellness, it being mind, body, and spirit. You know, we're going to talk a lot about physical health, nutrition, ways of incorporating healthy eating into not only our own lives, but our families' lives. Emotional wellness. You know, we live in a community where like all different ages struggle with all different things. So we want to be able to tap into how can we help our youth emotionally and wellness-wise. Families, you know, marriage and relationships. The elderly, like we want to be able to like apply to everybody, and just how can we all be a lot happier.
I would
So
definitely.
I can't wait. I'm excited.
Good.
Huge.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, really good platform.
I'm looking forward
right
to
now.
it.
Yeah, that's awesome. We're looking
Be
forward to
well
watching
Spanish
you.
at work.
Yes, and
Right.
Tune in.
pumping some iron with you.
Yeah, girl.
Not
Can't
the
wait.
piece, but anything else.
Thank you for having me so much.
Yes, we'll look forward to seeing you
good to
again.
meet you
Thank you
guys.
so much.
Thanks, you.
We're not done yet. Stay with us. Did you feel that shake? Well, if you've been watching the news, our neighbors in Idaho are getting used to the shakes.
Oh,
Kind of scary.
That is really scary.
Lots
It's
of
How
getting
many did they
close to
say?
home.
300 or something?
300
Something like
earthquakes here in the
insane.
recent past.
Yeah,
So,
things are happening.
you know, the last time that we filmed,
Yes.
we touched on emergency preparedness.
We did a little bit.
It's getting a little bit closer
Personal,
to
yeah.
home. Yes.
Yes,
So,
this one is.
really, I mean, we should always take it seriously, but
But you never do until it
you
starts
don't.
getting closer to
Right.
affecting you personally.
So my sister lives in West Palm Beach, and so this, you know, with the what is it? The floods, Irma.
Irma.
Yes. Just past them, but in that time they had to board up their house.
Did they?
Figure out water, you know, have enough food and everything. But it was all a scramble. You know what I mean? Because
Well,
I mean,
everyone
Florida,
else is
it's like,
too.
yeah,
And so, yeah,
everyone's
I
just
think that's where it
partying,
becomes
but they
tricky.
the flood comes every year. I mean, not the flood or the, you know, the
hurricane
hurricanes
season,
come.
right.
And yet, like you said, your
You're
mind
not-
is not. You're not really thinking about
Right.
this could be a devastation
Right.
for me. I could really be out of my home. Yeah.
Because I go over my 72-hour kit quite often.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just like, oh yeah, I'll get that next week. I'll put that
Right.
in there. And then I'm
Yeah.
like, that next week could be too late.
Yes.
And so, yeah, in fact, my husband, I mean, this is kind of like it, but not really. But he went up hiking. We're spotting elk for our hunt. But he went up there and he got really disoriented. And he had his GPS, but he got a little bit lost for a couple of hours. And his cell phone was about to die. And luckily he had service. And so we were able to send my son-in-law up there and they found him and everything. But I immediately got online and started ordering like battery chargers, like
Right,
cell
the little
ones.
ones. Yes,
Yeah,
'cause same thing with
solar-powered
my
ones.
sister.
It hit home. And I was like, what would he really have needed out there to help him more?
Right.
So I think it's the
well,
same thing.
and you do hear those stories, especially with disorientation, where they were really not so
He
far
wasn't
off.
that far from the truck, really. He
Right.
wasn't. Right.
But then if you're lost in your mind, you're,
Right.
you
Right.
could make it
Well,
very
and then
far
when
away.
that panic sets in, then you
Right.
really start, right? Oh,
Yeah.
that's just
so, and I
just-
think it's the same way with natural disasters. I think we think that we're prepared, but we may not really be.
And
How
then
prepared
I
are
was
we?
even talking to someone about, you know, for food matter and stuff like that in our homes. So
Right.
a lot of us can here in Utah, don't we?
Yes.
An earthquake, a bad earthquake, what happens to those glasses?
Right.
Unless they're in boxes or in tin.
In cans,
In
right,
cans or
that's what we
something.
have ours in,
Right. But a lot of people have
but
them in
a lot of time you have to
pantries.
leave too. So
Right,
are
yeah.
you prepared to leave?
Right.
that?
So you did mention Irma. I have a friend that was impacted by that also, and they were inland far enough that the family came mostly to their house, and then they did lose power, and then they're living at the in-laws house and all kind of sharing that way, and have managed to make it through. But prior to that, and they knew it was coming, had sent me pictures of the gas lines and the water lines and all those things. So sometimes even when you know the tragedy could
It's
affect you and
coming.
it's coming, then it's, you know, then again, even whatever that panic situation is. So I don't think that we would probably be affected by hurricanes or water so much, but the earthquakes, right? I remember in elementary school, you may remember from elementary school, you not so much because not growing up here, but you know, the stop, drop, and
Yeah,
roll.
and get under your desk.
Yeah,
and,
we
yeah.
do now.
Oh, you probably do that. Yes,
we
as
do
an
that at
educator.
school,
Yes,
yes.
yeah. Do,
We
how
do
much-
it
still do
today.
that?
Did
yes.
you? Okay.
And so it was really funny because the kids are like, oh, what are we doing that for? And then I said, let me tell you something.
Okay, right.
Let me
this
tell
happens.
you,
Right.
yeah, this happens. And I explained because they do have to go on, you know, put their hand on their neck, hold on to something, and you know, squish themselves under. Well, how come you don't? Because we get to stand in the doorways.
Doorways.
Yeah,
Right.
the doorways.
Right.
And I was like, well, I'm way too big for your little time, you know.
And I'm going to be your watchdog.
That's right. I want to make sure
Right.
you're safe, you know.
Right.
But
Now,
that really brought it
is
home.
that because of recent events
No,
of our neighbors, or is that pretty standard?
Yes,
Always
we've
done
always
it.
done it. We
Every
do
school
that.
year, at the beginning,
we
every
do-
month,
no.
how
about
often?
Every month or every other month we do it.
Huh.
Yes, all the time. And
Well,
so
I feel silly because I have children. I have children in school, and I've never.
Ask them if they.
I've not asked them. Just like that.
Back in our day. I'm glad to know they're still caring for our children.
Yeah,
we
But
do
yeah,
that.
I think it.
Fire
I don't know.
ones,
Just
too.
that little moment with my husband, it made me realize, Angie,
That's
you may not
scary.
have tomorrow to get ready for whatever emergency it would be. Like, just get your stuff together and make sure that you're somewhat prepared.
And we do fire drills as well. And every time the alarm goes off, it just like it jolts me.
Right.
And at the beginning, it used to really make me nervous because I'm like, what if?
Right.
Or, what if somebody comes into my home and does something, you know?
I think that if you're
What would I
prepared,
take?
then you don't
feel,
fear as
yes,
much.
right.
You're still going to be scared
Right.
of that moment, but at least you know maybe you can make it through.
Well, the fire alarm, sometimes you're like, oh, that's not real. Somebody's
yeah.
pulled it. Like,
Yeah.
all too often it's that prank, and then
Right,
all of a
it is.
sudden when it's real,
Yeah.
Right.
then, all right, I guess in closing, because
Yeah.
we're getting the signal here, but do you have a plan? Do your family have a plan?
We're working on it. Yeah. We have a
In and
generator.
out.
We have the generator.
Have a
and
plan,
some food.
people.
Yeah.
Okay, we need a plan.
Yes.
We'll have a plan for you next month.
At least we're to meet. Yes, we're on this the next time we're done. And we are not done yet.
Yes.
Please stay with us. Well, we have made it again, and what did we learn today, ladies?
Oh my goodness! I totally love the Rochelle, the midwife. Definitely, I feel like yes, I could have another one. I'm so joking. But I don't know. For me, I think knowledge is power, right?
Yeah,
it's good to know what
absolutely.
your options are, and that's what it was about today.
Yeah, she was amazing. I just felt her warmth.
Yes.
and her-
Yes.
I don't know. I was
Her
just like
energy just
engaged.
drew-
in
yes,
everything
you
very
that she
can
was
engaging.
feel
saying.
that
Yes, you
positive
can feel
energy,
that
and I would
positive
have
energy.
another baby also if she could be there, but
Right.
Yeah,
darn it.
dang it, we've missed the
to
boat.
care
Yeah,
for that.
Right. You know, just to have that positive experience.
Yeah.
So really, I would just encourage anyone who
That's
really
right.
is having
At
a
least
baby.
just reach
that,
out and
Yes.
ask questions.
Right.
If we go to lose
Right.
free.
that was just awesome.
consultation.
And I felt the same way with Stephanie, though. She's going to be
Yes.
great doing what she's doing.
Yeah,
Just a really positive, sweet
Yeah.
person.
Super positive.
And I loved how she just said, like, start now. Like, no better time than now to
better.
just do it.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't have
Get
to be a
yourself in
birthday
shape,
or
and
Christmas.
that's
Like,
right.
just
Just-
go for
It
it.
just felt like we had our best friends here today, just
did.
encouraging
us to be better people.
Yes, I
Yeah.
love that.
Yep.
And on that note, I think
Yes.
just to be prepared.
Yes.
You know,
that's
I
right.
think just be prepared.
We need to all
don't
go
know.
home and make a
I
plan.
think the whole earth is like shaking, isn't there? There's lots of turmoil all
There
around,
is.
and it's really good
There
to
really
just have
is.
that mindset.
There's
that
a
it
lot
could
more
be
of that,
me.
it seems.
That's
Yes.
we need to take it serious.
We do, really.
Most definitely.
And the last thing, hey, how about our book club? If you haven't started reading on, what book is it, my dear?
The Ditch Digger's Daughters.
That's right.
Are you reading it with us
No,
by chance?
I'm not. I didn't know what it was.
It is so good.
so good?
Yes, you still have a little bit of time, so
Motivating,
jump in.
inspiring, isn't it? I'm
It really
telling you, I'm
is.
telling my kids, you're going to be a doctor, right? And you're going to be a dentist. We've been saying that anyway.
Wow, yes. Yeah, I about opened my mouth again to start talking about it because it really is. It's just so
Yeah,
inspirational
that's
and to
right.
hear about their journey. And yes, so we'll be reviewing
Inspiring
that
our
in a couple
children.
of
It's
weeks.
gonna be
It was marvelous.
It is marvelous.
I'll have
So-
to.
Super
start reading.
uplifting, and we
Yeah.
want Angie to come back again. And
Yes,
you're welcome.
thank you.
Yes. Oh, it's lovely. Well, you are welcome.
Sorry, Stace, I took your chair. I hope I did well.
You're welcome around our table anytime, and of
That's
course,
right.
we love having you here to tell us about all the
you.
fabulous gifts and the gift wrapping
That's
and
right.
some of the
guys.
upcoming
You're
things you
dear.
have going on in your life. So that's great.
Planning for Christmas. You're
Yes,
so great.
I know, we're
I need you as my
coming along.
motivator because, yeah, I'm Scrooge, you know.
Oh no.
No, Eeyore. I'm Eeyore when it comes to
Okay,
Christmas.
Eeyore's
yeah.
better than Scrooge.
Yeah, not Scrooge, not Scrooge. No. I wish I had all that money he had. No.
All right, friends. Thanks for being here with us. We hope that you enjoyed the conversation.